All right, if you missed it, from Mike Kliss, the Rockies GM Bill Schmidt is departing ways with the Rockies, and the team will immediately begin an external search for the new head of baseball operations. And Vic is right. The key word in that is external. No more hiring from within, at least at that position.
Well, Brett, I would ask you, what human being located at Coors Field could actually be hired from within? All those humans are gone. There are no humans left that would fit that bill at all.
Thought that last time. I thought that the time before. Like, they have been experts at hiring from within.
Well, hiring externally is certainly a move in the right direction. But with it, you have to allow autonomy. You have to allow autonomy if you hire externally. And that's the next move. And this is going to take a while.
You don't think that the guys were totally in charge previously?
Well, totally in charge and this is the way we're going to start doing things are two entirely different concepts, right?
Well, I think this is, again, with new people in charge of the organization, they seem to have a different approach. And I think that they would be way more willing to allow people that autonomy. But here's what's got to happen. Like, you just have to find somebody that is, first of all, strong in the analytics department, because that's where baseball is going now, and they have been way behind on that forever. I mean, it's been talked about in MLB circles for years. They're like, I don't know what the Rockies are doing over there with their analytics stuff, but they have nothing. Like, absolutely nobody. And that's where you find some of these gems.
What was it they were talking about? The last night they were talking about the Reds and some guys that they had brought in, that they traded for and whatnot. They have, but the amount, I guess it works.
Well, he's got a hell of an arm on him. And it's like, well, that guy is like a long reliever now in the league.
Did you see, was it Chappell last night that hit 101 in the 7th, 8th inning?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're having another pitch-off, by the way, next year at Coors Field.
I'm surprised that Skubal,
we're doing it.
Skubal didn't use the technique from a week ago, which was trying to hike the ball between his legs to get somebody out. He didn't use that last night in the playoffs.
I beat you by 10 miles per hour.
You're
not going to make
First
up
of all,
10
you didn't.
miles.
Second of all, I'm going to wear proper footwear. I'm going to wear proper footwear.
Brett.
I'm going to tell you something right now,
Brett,
Moshe. You got to stop that.
Him.
You got to stop that. I, right now, in a pair of flip-flops, could throw the ball around the miles an hour that it's supposed to be. You aren't pushing off a rubber here, Moshe. You're standing flat-footed on concrete.
I know, but I had those loafers on, and you know that.
Moshe.
What?
I could stand in a swimming pool and outthrow you. I could be doing a breaststroke and outthrow you miles per hour. Let's not go there.
How would you do that? First of all, you can't swim.
I know.
You'd be dead by the
which
time
would make it even more impressive. I would be dead outthrowing him.
I challenge you to throw off.
I want you guys to hear something in the Cleveland game last night. It's every once in a while a sound in sports it hits different, right? Like the sound of a kick going off an upright is like, I don't know. There's something about that.
The microphones nowadays, though, they pick up way more doink sound than they ever doinked.
Do you guys want to hear what it sounds like when a foul tip goes off the camera perfectly behind the plate?
One of the matches late in the year between these two teams. Very scary moment. Scary moment for our camera back there.
Square that thing up.
Is that one of ours? We're told no, and that's good. There's some glass that has come onto the field. I think they might have the ground crew scoop it up.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Whose camera was it?
In the year between the
That's an awesome sound.
Yeah, whose camera was it?
Brett, it is scary sitting right behind home plate and that ball gets fouled off.
You're such a flincher, aren't you? You are such a flincher.
Pee my pantser is what I am. That ball. How about when you're standing right behind the glass? Mose, you're watching an abs practice. You're right behind the glass above the net, and all of a sudden, bam!
You know, there are times and I know it's true. When I'm behind the glass, like at Morning Escape, we'll be in, let's say, Nashville, wherever. I'm standing like in, where the Zamboni comes in right at the end, right? Because some rinks have the Zamboni come in at the end. And I know, and those guys are just, shooting pucks. I know they're missing on purpose.
Oh, just to
jack with me, yeah, because it's loud. I mean, these are hard shots, and it's bang.
Late in the year between.
Yeah, like that. There you go.
Well, that reminds me. That's no joke. Kelsey Wingert, who covers the Rockies. Remember when she got struck by that foul ball?
Yeah, she did. Yeah,
that is no joke, bro.
Well, no kidding. But behind the plate, there's a giant net there. You're gonna be okay. But she was standing next to the dugout. There's no protective covering there.
She was okay though, right?
Well, she had a knot the size of a melon on her head, but yeah.
Well, I mean, there was no. I mean, she recovered and was good to go, right?
Yes, she was. But it was like if you saw, she had like another head on her head after that.
Yeah, that stunk. I felt bad for her.
By the way, the best part about that sound effect, the initial breaking is great, but how about at the very end? There's that one last piece of falls. You get the
ting. Oh, yeah, that
late in the year between the.
Whatever that was.
Moser, has anybody that little that hole that they put in for cameras on the glass? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, not.
Can a puck fit through there?
Yes.
Yeah, because
yes, it can.
What's his name used to always flip them to his kids.
Evan Rodriguez.
Evan Rodriguez.
But guys, there are times.
Has anybody ever perfect like ripped one through?
Yeah, but it didn't hurt anybody. I mean, it's incredibly rare. There are times, like morning skate, guys will be done right, and like say the camera hole is open, they'll try to flip pucks through the hole, just try to, little just flip. And it's hard to do. It's just a small little hole.
You ever been hit by a golf ball?
No, but I watched Brandon get hit by one. Ow!
Ow!
No, I haven't.
Give it a shot.
I'd rather not.
It doesn't look like it's much, but give it a shot and see what happens.
McGahee's brother. So McGahee's brother was, I don't know if he was, he might have been on like his fifth shot. I'm on the green. So I'm going to walk up there and I'm doing that thing like he's, I don't know, 90 yards behind me. And I can kind of see because I'm looking downhill and the green stretches kind of far. I can kind of see him, but not really. So I'm walking to my ball, but we've all done this. Somebody's shooting in. You're just keeping an eye on it to see where the ball is.
Mm-hmm.
So I just see him swing. I don't see the ball. Don't hear a word. Must be okay. And I hear this. That ball went right by my face. He just skull rocketed one that goes right by my nose. Didn't feel like saying anything to anybody. No, nothing. Could have taken my head off.
Yeah.
Okay, shut up. I have to add this before the show goes away.
No, Vic, here's the question.
You know what I would have said if that would have hit me? Yeah. Ah!
Ever had your ear ticked by a lemon?
Okay, yeah, that was
and
great.
Anybody ever tick the earlobe of your ear with an 80-mile-an-hour lemon?
Okay, earlier in the show,
I would have died.
Brett mentioned that Chipanga was his childhood crush.
Topanga. Put some respect on her name.
Okay, sorry. So I had to list my top 5 childhood crushes watching television. Alyssa Milano, the lady from I Dream of Jeannie. Betty Flintstone was always a childhood crush of mine. Ginger and Marianne were childhood crushes.
Wait a minute.
Oh, my God, he's still going. He's still going.
Wasn't it Betty Rubble?
Oh, yeah. Betty Rubble, sorry. I had them divorced, marrying each other. Betty Rubble. Moser's childhood crush. Moser's when he was Ethel Mertz from I Love Lucy.
Oh, they just don't make Ethels anymore. They just don't. Look at Vic. Oh, my God.
And it's not. It was lame. It was incredibly lame. You and I are less than a year apart, dork.
I'm just trying to figure out how I went my whole life thinking that Betty was married to Barney And instead, Betty Rubble was just like on the side, her and
Side
Fred.
piece.
Mo, she looks good. I know why you chose her. Got a real homely girl next door sort of vibe to it. I see where you're coming from, buddy. I get it.
Actually, she
yeah.
is hot compared to her husband. Pull up her husband.
Yeah, I think we're okay.
I mean, you talk about outkicking your coverage.
Well,
I would just
And look
love
at-
to poke the bear a little
Pull
bit.
up Fred Mertz.
look at Barney.
Pull up Fred Mertz. And you tell me Fred Mertz deserved that.
And with that, we get to a fact checker in just a second. Stick around.
Running the show. And there's Fred Mertz.
Yeah, that guy, that's a corpse. What a cool flex. Hey, eat up, fatty. You ain't going to be the best looking person on screen. Like, that's what she's basically saying. Like, you will not look better than me on camera. Eat up. Get some of that.
You're a fat guy. Like, go worry about that. Leave me alone.
Thankfully, Moser has volunteered that for all of us on this show. But anyway, back to the Rockies.
Did you have something to say about the Rockies, or did you just say back to the Rockies?
Who will replace Bill Schmidt as the GM of this team?
How in the somebody asked that on the text line. No, I'm sure it's wide open. Would you prefer a young cat who's been being groomed someplace else and has some cool ideas with all the geek numbers and all that kind of stuff, or do you want somebody who's been there, done that, and can just get this team back on solid ground for right now?
I keep hearing Thad Levine's name. I remember Thad when he was with the organization way back when. I think it was like 20 years ago. He went on to serve as the GM of the Twins.
Is he still there or not?
I think he's
gone. Yeah, I think he's gone. Yeah.
That's a name I keep hearing.
I would
Well,
take...
it doesn't sound like it's from the outside in then, because he was already with the Rocks.
That was a long time ago. Heck, that was before the Montforts actually owned the team full ride. That was back when Jerry McMorris still ran the operation.
He was a very young. Yeah, he was a younger guy then. Yeah, you're right.
I would try and poach somebody from one of these teams that also doesn't have a lot of cash and a lot of resources that somehow just finds a way to keep producing.
Like the Brew Crew?
That
Reds?
Anybody that's been within the Rays organization for the last decade is fine with me because they know how to do more with less there. Like, I think you can't go like, hey, we got this guy who's with the Red Sox.
Yeah. Not the same.
It's not
the same playground.
Yeah, you can't. You can't build the same way. Man, hell, man,
a guy that's
Cleveland.
in the Dodgers organization.
Yeah, it's just that
here's $600 million. This is dumb.
You're playing a different game. So I'd find a team that's had success over the last few years with a guy who's been around for it. That's from one of those types of places. Like, I literally think, forget the Rays. The Rays are they're odd at how usually good they are with nothing to work with. I don't know why the Rockies can't be a team like the Royals. The Royals have 2 good years. They stink for 2 years. And then they come back and they play pretty good baseball. And then they're horrible for a couple of years. And then they come back and they play. Like, if the Rockies were that, I'd be totally happy with it. Because I think we'd all kind of understand that that's kind of where they are in the echelon of the MLB. But once again, like Kansas City, they didn't make the playoffs this year, but they're competitive. They're a competitive baseball team, which you haven't seen around here in a while. So specific name, I have no idea, but I'd be looking for that type of person. Meanwhile, did you guys happen to see J.K. Dobbins as he did an interview with ESPN Deportes after Monday Night Football?
It was hilarious.
What's that guy's name that ran that what's the guy's name who does that for him? It always goes, Monday Night Football. That guy.
The gray hair guy?
Yeah. Who's always there. I love that guy. He's awesome.
Having the time.
No, not him. Not him. This is the other guy.
Who was that guy?
That was Sergio. No.
Sergio Dip.
Sergio Dip.
Yeah.
But the other guy, the gray-haired guy, he's awesome. I love that guy. Super energetic. But he was talking to J.K. Dobbins after the game, and here's Dobbins, who speaks really good Spanish, by the way.
Con J.K. Dobbins, a ver, se hablaba correr 100 yardas. ¿Qué significa? Finalmente, a Bronco was able to correr 100 yardas.
Todos los días. Es todos los días. Mi primera jugar con 100 yards.
Yeah. I mean, look.
MJ Acosta Ruiz. That's it.
MJ Acosta Ruiz. All right, I love that guy. That guy's awesome. Says J.K. Dobbins speaks Spanish as a result of his own efforts, including trips to Guadalajara. He's tried to immerse himself in the language. His decision to learn Spanish began with his time in LaGrange. where he grew up around Spanish speakers. So that's why he speaks a little bit of it. But I'm entirely impressed that he's able to get, like, he did a full interview.
Bo Nix, you were able to move it. Primer down, segundo downs. Hubo más cadence.
No tengo mucho que decir, pero Bo Nix es especial.
I got that.
I love it.
Yeah.
One of my North Denver buddies said it'd been funnier if he'd gone into some North Denver slang instead of full Spanish. Maybe throw some Spanglish back at him.
Wait, do it. Cien Yardos.
That's you on the beach. That's
Bo Nix.
That's you on the
Osimo.
That's you on the beach. I can
What's
see
up,
it now.
carnal?
Hey,
I can speak a little Spanish, not a lot
you
of
can,
Spanish.
but I will say that my wife speaks some pretty dang good Spanish, to be honest with you. I think J.K. Dobbins, dude, I think this is a really interesting guy.
Me gusta mucho.
Hoy que estuvimos en Denver, es lunes. It's Monday.
Es lunes.
I think Dobbins, I think he's got a chance to be one of my favorite dudes.
My name is Jeff.
Okay. Anyway, the point is...
That's Jefe, man.
Yeah, it's Jefe. I think he's an interesting cat, man. I want to know more about Dobbins. I want to hear more of him.
So do I. I like him.
Me too.
I'm always intrigued. I mean, he grew up in Texas, so he wanted to learn. He wanted to learn the Spanish culture, the Mexican culture, and the language, and he went out of his way to learn it. Give him credit for that, man. That's awesome.
What did you just say, Mosh? What's this guy's name?
MJ Acosta Ruiz?
MJ Acosta Ruiz is a woman.
Oh. I don't know. I'm looking up. I'm looking.
Okay.
Okay.
I struggle. Okay. I struggle because there's so many dialects and they speak too fast.
Yeah,
When,
but I
when
also
you
saw
when you're
you-
in Italy, though, you asked a question that I've never thought of before. When you're in Italy,
Yeah.
do you think in Italian, or do you think in English?
It depends who I'm speaking to.
Okay.
Vic, when you were in the village, though, you were
That was
pretty,
easy.
you were pretty good.
Because
Yeah,
that's my
yeah,
language.
right.
But when you go to the big city and they speak real Italian, I'm lost, bro.
It gets a little bit more difficult.
I'm
yeah.
lost. By the way, we're told that guy's the reporter's name. Did you say this is John Sutcliffe
Is that him?
from ESPN Deportes?
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, that's his name, John Sutcliffe.
Let me
How?
see. Yeah,
Why
that's
is-
the guy.
that
yeah,
is
John
him,
Sutcliffe. Yeah. I
Huh?
know he's based in Mexico City. That's the guy, though. That's it. That's him, John Sutcliffe, not MJ the gal. Yeah.
Sutcliffe's not exactly a Mexican name.
I can't believe Moser got Ed sprinkled again.
He did.
I just Googled it. I was taking a stab. I said with a
But
question.
Moj, if you show me a picture of this guy, you go, is his name John Sutcliffe or is it MJ Acosta Ruiz? There's no question I would go with your name.
You're not going
No
with
question.
John Sutcliffe. I mean, you might as well call him Ethel Mertz.
Let me say, just for the record again, John Sutcliffe rules.
He's great.
That
Yeah,
guy's
he's great.
awesome.
Yeah.
By the way, we didn't talk about this. So the halftime show of the Super Bowl is going to be Bad Bunny. I'm going to be honest. You guys know me and my music. I'm old when it comes to music. Old. I'm an old man. I don't think I've heard a Bad Bunny song before.
I have. It's on my playlist.
And I mean this with all due respect. Is Bad Bunny a huge American star? I know he's huge internationally.
He's Puerto Rican.
But is
He
look,
is huge.
we have music stations in here. I don't think I've heard Bad Bunny songs on any
Dude,
of our music
he's
stations.
like one of those guys that's featured in a lot of songs.
Well, no, I know. He was in the show Narcos, by the way. Narcos
He's
Mexico.
also in the remake of Happy Gilmore.
Yes. But is he of the stature of a Super Bowl halftime show in America, is what I'm asking.
I didn't think he was. So much a big deal was made out of it. I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess Bad Bunny it is.
Not that I care, but like you go through it, it's like Prince and Beyonce. Bad Bunny just doesn't fit in that sort of thing to me.
I agree. He's not, like even when we had Dre and Eminem and
Those are American icons. Though,
I know.
music,
Those are,
yeah.
I don't disagree. We're told he's the number 2 streamed artist on Spotify.
But American? Okay, that's all I'm asking. People are saying, yes, Brett, he's gigantic here. He very much is. Okay, that's all I was wondering. Again, I'm an old soul when it comes to music, so I don't know these things.
Hey, what do you think?
I like his music.
The first LA Coliseum, first Super Bowl, the halftime show.
Who was it?
Yeah.
Ever?
Lawrence Welk.
What year?
1967.
Bing Crosby.
I'm sure.
The University of Arizona Symphonic Marching Band. The Grambling State University Marching Band.
Well, Grambling's good.
And the Anaheim High School Anaheim Steppers drill team and flag girls. 1971, Southeast Missouri State Marching Band, Anita Bryant, and Up With People.
Texture says, Brett, he's an international pop star. I understand that.
Don't get mad at Brett because he doesn't know him. I mean, everybody's got different tastes in music. So this is why I hate talking about music on this show. And it's why every time Moser brings it up, it makes me mad because we all have different tastes in music. But it doesn't make you right or wrong.
My point is, like Dua Lipa, if she did the halftime show, I think I'd get it.
Dude,
because she's huge here. I've never heard Bad Bunny songs. I've never talked to somebody who said, hey, did you hear the new Bad Bunny album? That's all I'm saying.
Either. They started to go, I'll tell you what happened. Even in the late 80s, they had crap. They had like the Elvis Presley South Florida area dancers. Okay? 1991, Vic, watch Vic. 1991, ready, Vic?
Yeah.
New Kids on the Block, Disney characters.
If you gave me New Kids or Backstreet Boys right now, I'd be there.
Minnesota, the Hubert Humphrey Dome. 92, Gloria Estefan, she was famous. Olympic figure skaters Brian Boitano and Dorothy Hamill, and members of the 80 U.S. Olympic hockey team.
What?
And then here's the one. 1993, Rose Bowl, Pasadena, Michael Jackson.
Because I can imagine, I knew Moser's wheels were emotional when I said it.
This is actually, Brett thinks that's a Bad Bunny song.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Now I've heard him before. Yeah. iTunes, Spotify, Moser, Lombardi, and Kane. Have a great Wednesday. Talk to you tomorrow. Love you. Bye.
Yeah, look, number one, I've got a tremendous amount of respect for Vic. I mean, he went to the same high school my father went to in Scranton. So long before we ever met each other, I have a cousin that taught him sixth grade math. But to your question, a lot's changed relative to teams, defenses, offenses. And Vic's one of those guys that's always stayed ahead of the curve. So, you're getting someone that is going to have a real good game plan, that's going to understand your strengths and weaknesses. You're going to have to be on point with the details, and that's one of his strengths. I mean, all the little things. So it's been a minute. I'm trying to think of, and again, there's more to this game than just our offense versus the Eagles defense, but there's a tremendous amount of respect on my part for him and what he's accomplished.
Sean and Vic are almost the same age. Like, Vic Fangio looks like he's 95 years old. Like, I love that man. He's a cranky old dude.
Sean doesn't exactly look like a youngster. If you get up close,
you're right.
He's not exactly looking like he's a spring chicken at 37.
But I wouldn't.
You know what, though?
Vic Fangio compared to Sean next to each other, you'd think they're 10 years apart.
So they're equally curmudgeon.
Okay, there you go.
Deep down.
Okay.
Sean's just a cooler curmudgeon.
Right.
Way cooler, actually.
Right.
Oh,
Sean,
way cooler. There is a movie starring
Kevin James.
What was it called? The King of Queens.
The King of Queens. The King of Queens is right. Kevin James is right. I'm thinking, and Kevin James played Sean Payton in the movie
Home Team.
Home Team. Is that the name of the movie?
Yeah, I think. Well, I don't know what the show Kevin James is on, but anyway, there's no movies being made about Vic Fangio.
No.
I'll tell you that right now. Okay, but I'll say this. You know what Sean Payton was doing when he was talking about an older ball coach in Vic Fangio?
What was that?
And how he stayed relevant with the changing times of football?
Oh, he's giving himself love?
He's talking about himself, too. He most definitely is.
Yeah.
Okay, the other
Sean
thing I
Payton,
love,
man.
I love this.
Only filling in for Alex Ryan. That is the coach, Mike Sanford. And we're going to talk some football today. We're also going to talk some baseball.
Some big news.
Listen, the playoffs yesterday were crazy in Major League Baseball. The playoffs are about to get going again today, and some teams can be eliminated today. Matter of fact, 4 teams can be eliminated.
What a bad night
today.
to be a Yankee fan, huh?
Man. We have a huge, massive Yankee fan on staff. He had to work the Avs game last night, and he was trying to do the...
Who is that?
Alan Baca. So he was trying to watch the Yankee game on his phone and do the Avs game.
Yeah, I listened to the broadcast. I could tell there was some I'm just playing. Hey, you know what? Last night's Avs broadcast
horribly wrong.
was so fun. I was driving around just last night, taking the kids to go get a little something.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we moved into a new area, so I took them to this cool little custard place. They were living their best life, the 2 little boys, right? Gunnar and Griffin. And I listened to the Avs broadcast. It was really fun because McGahee was in preseason mode.
Yeah.
Where he's a little bit
loose,
a little
bit
loose,
heavy.
and it was fun. Yeah. I love loose McGahee.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll
McGahees,
be it again like that tonight because they're in Vegas right now. They had to fly to Vegas, so they'll play the Golden Knights again tonight, but this time in Vegas. You can hear that game right here on the station.
Thanks to the 746 on the Shop Mazda text line. Keep them coming, y'all. You guys are the best. 303-504-0925. It was Cranston, Rhode Island, and then Scranton, Pennsylvania.
There
so
you go.
So Cranston, Rhode Island is the home of Freda Felcher.
Okay, I had no idea.
And
no
Harry,
clue.
I think Harry and Lloyd are both from Cranston because they were comparing notes. They both dated Freda Felcher. And then it came out in Dumb and Dumber, which was terrible.
But
it came out that
basically
there was like Freda Felcher was like the parent of, I don't know, something weird.
Okay.
It got strange.
Listen, man, I'm here for strange. Let's do it. But yeah, Scranton, PA, and Cranston, Rhode Island. Two totally different things, and we got all confused. We're going to talk some football. Obviously, we heard from Sean Payton. We are geared up for the Eagles game because the Broncos had the late week and they played on Monday Night Football. We got an NFL football game tomorrow here on the station. Actually, who's playing tomorrow here on the station? Who is the Thursday night game, KJ?
It's right there. It's the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, and at the LA Rams?
That's kind of a traditional rivalry right there. I like that one.
I did not. Okay, I was not
paying
paying
attention.
attention.
California.
Rams
Beautiful.
are almost a touchdown favorite in that thing.
California.
There's an Aspen, California?
Oh, it's from Dumb and Dumber. Gosh, man.
You're right. John Denver's full of...
Yes,
oh,
man.
God.
Man, these Rocky Mountains aren't so rocky after all.
And it's been a while. I saw Dumb and Dumber when it released. You know where I saw it?
At a drive-in.
At a movie theater in Aspen, Colorado.
No way. Beautiful. Hey,
it's crazy, man.
Where the beer flows like wine
Yes,
and the women
yes, it does.
flock like the salmon of Capistrano.
Oh, yeah.
Man, you see that movie a little too much, Coach.
It's probably the only film that I've watched more than 10 times.
Oh, wow.
Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Vacation is a banger, man.
I'm not a repeat movie watcher, but
oh, really?
I'll tell you what I am going to be starting to watch here soon, Berto. I'm going to start watching what's going to happen with the Colorado Rockies because I think that something just broke.
Yeah.
And I'm going to let you break it.
All right. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
But I think the process of healing
has begun.
Might have.
I don't know, man. We say this 2 days after the worst season in the history of the Rockies, but the Colorado Rockies announced today that General Manager Bill Schmidt is stepping aside, and they will have a search for a new general manager. He's been with the Rockies for 26 years. He's been the general manager since 2021. Coach, do you want to guess how many losses he has on his record just as GM alone?
It's got to be more than 500.
It's five. He was the general manager of the Rockies for 5 seasons. In those 5 seasons, the Rockies lost 504 games.
Oh my goodness.
Damn.
Holy cow.
That's a worse job. I mean, listen, I've been a fan of the Rockies for 25, 26 years. So he's part of the reason I love the Rockies because he's been there doing it for that. But man, 504 L's on your record in 5 years. That's got to be the worst GM job in the history of the sport, right? Is there somebody who's caught more L's as a GM than this dude, right?
Speaking of the Dumb and Dumber factor of this show, Dan from the Shout Mazda text line comes in with, so Bill Schmidt's gone, and they're doing an external search. So you're telling me there's a chance? There might be, man. For the first time in a long time. And here's the deal. Dick Monfort, whatever we want to call him.
Mm-hmm.
He never did that dirty thing to his buddy Bill, did he?
No.
Guess who he had do it for him?
His son.
I love it.
He had his son.
I think that is the best. Hey, I'll tell you what, Bill. Hey, listen. Hey, man. I have no idea what Walker's doing.
Right.
I mean, you're my guy. But Walker, I mean, this dude, he's kind of always marched the beat of his own drum. But I'll tell you what, man. The Nepo baby, Walker Munford, came through in the clutch and saved this franchise from maybe 1,000 losses over a decade.
That's crazy. Well, there's going to be massive change. And it was interesting because in the press release today from the Rockies, Dick Monfort is quoted about saying, about wishing Bill good luck. But most of the quotes from that release are from Walker Monfort.
Oh, it was Walker.
It does feel like and now that Bill is retiring and moving on and going away, it feels like Walker's going to step to the front and make some changes.
All right, Walker.
At least hopefully.
Let's go. You know what though? You know what Walker is? I'm guessing. I don't know Walker, but my feel is that he's more in touch with everything that goes into the 2025 iteration of sport.
Okay, yeah.
Which is social media, the fan voice, the pulse. And sometimes in a good way, leadership in sports, whether you're a head coach, you do kind of get into a foxhole and you say, I'm not going to let the external impact me. That's probably what Dick's been doing.
And
for quite some time.
That's one of the major criticisms of the Rockies is that they're in their own little
They've
foxhole.
They've been in this thing together.
Everybody.
Like, hey man, there are nuclear bombs coming left and right.
Yeah.
You probably need to wake up. And guess what? This is the right type of Nepo baby. The Nepo baby that addresses the glaring issues. And you know what? Has to do the dirty work as one of their first significant acts of business.
Yeah, so this makes me feel a little bit better. But once again, you can't. This is just a single step. You guys have lost over 100 games the last 3 seasons. And the season before that, you lost like 93 games or 94 games, something ridiculous. I don't know what I need to see because I have no idea where they go from there. But if they take this national search and bring in a general manager from outside the organization, that will bring me some hope. And the same thing if they do it with the skipper, with the manager, whoever they get to coach this team next season. But at the same time, how long is it going to take to get right? How long is it going to take to get right in Major League Baseball? Rockies, I just mentioned Bill Schmidt lost 504 games in the 5 seasons he was GM.
Do you think I could have done? Do you honestly?
Yes.
Do you think I could have
honestly
done better?
Yes, I honestly do.
Making baseball
But
decisions.
but just because you would be a contradictory voice, it feels like everybody is just they're locked arms and they all agree on the exact same thing in the Rockies front office, and it's wrong. The decisions they made are wrong. There's no other way to say it except to point at the record and that is the worst.
Berto,
Yeah.
you want to know what you would have done if you would have been the general manager?
What'd I do?
You would have been so incredibly unhinged and out there with your decision making
Yeah.
that this team probably would have gone like on a 20-game win streak.
That's what I'm talking about,
And then
man.
followed subsequently by a 55-game losing streak.
Maybe.
But it would
at
have been
least
fun.
it'd be fun.
It would have
right?
been fun. It would have been wild.
Yeah. I don't know. You know what? Text line?
You're like, you know what? We're going to go with an entire staff of knuckleballers.
Listen, I would.
There's
I don't
somewhere
care, man.
out there. There's got to be the descendants and the disciples of some of these famous knuckleballers. Let's just bring in all knuckleballers.
I'm here for it. And let's go back to the Blake Street Bombers days. I just get anybody with a big bat.
I'm going to 24-hour fitness and I'm finding the biggest juice heads and I'm going to line them up until they test positive. And you know what?
Let's go.
Can they stop me from just having more juice heads come on in?
No.
That would have been Berto right there. Knucklers and juicers.
Yeah. How do we feel about, hey, can we still do that steroid era thing? Is that done in baseball?
Well, the cool thing is that you would have just found him at 24-hour fitness, rolled him in there, hit about 7 bombs in a month, and then they test positive.
Lost 119.
But they test positive, and then you know what? You just roll in the next 7 dudes.
Man.
What are they going to say? I don't know. It's just I didn't know they were on steroids. I had no idea.
I want to ask the text line, does this in any way make you feel better about the direction the Colorado Rockies are going in, knowing that the GM is stepping aside and they're actually going to make some changes? Or do you just think that this was a thing that had to happen because you just had the worst season in the history of your franchise, and that they'll do that thing that they always do where they promote from within and it'll be the same people thinking the same thing about the same team, doing the same thing, losing more games?
I'm going to choose hope and optimism.
Okay, Coach.
And you know what?
Okay.
That's coming from somebody that did not grow up here.
It's true.
That did not live all of the frustrating transitional times in this franchise's history.
Yeah, but no, this is the most frustrating time in franchise history. This is right here. This right now. This is it.
But I think the issue has clearly been the general manager and scouting department. Mm-hmm. It needs to be modernized. Mm-hmm. It can't just be, hey, I'm the old scout that shows up with a huge friggin' lipper in and just, plops my butt down and sits there and be like, yeah, he's a 3-tool guy.
Yeah, that looks like a ball player to me.
Hey, guess what? There's something called math. Mm-hmm. There's something called analytics. There's something called playing the modern game. And if you're not doing it, you know what you are? You're a one-legged man in a butt-kicking contest. And that's what the Rockies have been for a while.
Yeah. I don't know. Rockies fans, how do you feel? I mean, you feel better about it at all after today's announcement of Bill Schmidt stepping aside. But here's what we're gonna step aside. Take a break. When we come back, it's time to address Bronctober as the Denver Broncos get ready to roll through the month of October. That is next.
Well, look, you always look at the things that are a plus for you at home, and you want to take advantage of those. We up-tempoed some snaps on offense yesterday to hopefully tire them out some. Defensively, certainly, for every team in this league, when you travel, the snap count's more challenging for the offense on the road than it is at home. And so, when you're playing a team on the road, you don't have the head tilt, the silent snap count. You get more of an audio snap count. So, yeah, do we have to do all the little things well defensively against an offense like this? Absolutely.
Sean Payton talking about the battle. It's going to be against the Philadelphia Eagles this weekend as they travel to Philly to face the Eagles at Lincoln Financial early on Sunday morning, a game that the Broncos traditionally lose. They just, man, and I'm not just talking like recently. I mean, for 20 years, that early game on the East Coast when the Broncos travel has not been kind to them. Right now, it's Philadelphia minus 3.5, according to Vegas in that one. The Eagles are 4-0, but Coach, the Eagles are one of the weirdest teams to me because I thought they might come back to earth a little bit after beating the Chiefs in the Super Bowl last year. And they haven't played like they're, the greatest team in the history of football, but they're 4-0. And when it comes down to winning time, the Eagles always find out a way to win. And I feel like that's one of the greatest traits any professional team can have. Like in the NBA, you have to lose in the playoffs to learn how to win in the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you have to go through the war. You have to go through the battle to even get to a point where you're like, okay, now I know how to win at this point. When it comes to football, the Eagles have been in it, man. They've seen everything. And this Broncos team is young and upcoming. But, what does a win this weekend in Philadelphia do for this team?
It solidifies Bo Nix as not only your franchise quarterback, but he will start to trend in a direction where he is truly revered as a top 10, top 15 type quarterback in the league, which right now, Pro Football Focus, even after the 300+, has him as the 34th best quarterback in the National Football League. They despise
what he does.
They don't like the bow legs. They don't like bow-legged individuals.
It's crazy. I wonder what the numbers are telling them that they put it.
It's the completion percentage
is that
number
all
expected.
Is that what it is?
It's expected points added, and it's the other one is yards per attempt, yards per completion, all that stuff. Like air yards.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first 3 games of sample size of data of missed throws that they hate. They despise. And you know what? They hated him last year for the same thing.
Yeah.
But you know what? I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care about those advanced analytics. If you go on the road and you got to be a dog. Bo Nix got to be a dog, right? Because this game's going to come down to one thing: the trenches.
Okay.
It's coming down to the trenches.
Well, I think so too.
And if you're an extension of physicality at the quarterback position and you are a dog with the ball in your hands in the red zone, because guess who does that? Who's cornered the market on toughest dude on planet Earth at the quarterback position as it relates to
Jalen
being an extension of your physicality?
Jalen Hurts.
It's Jalen Hurts, man. It's Jalen Hurts. Can Bo Nix be similar? Yes, he sure can. Guess what? Bo Nix was regarded and revered as a top 2 dual threat quarterback when he was recruited out of whatever the heck high school he went to in Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
The guy's a good runner. He's a tough guy. That's the best thing he does. He's a responder. And then we saw it finally. We saw the response after 3 games. They're just like, is it going to come?
Yeah, man. He
and
was
it was
throwing
against
some
the
laser
Bengals.
beams.
It was against the Bengals.
Yeah, but
Who
he was
cares?
throwing some great balls.
He was throwing it.
I was like, man, that's some impressive throws. And
this
a lot of times,
this is a different defense, bud.
Yeah,
it's a different defense.
But
You're going on the road.
The Eagles are not going to. At least they haven't yet. The Eagles are not going to blow you the hell out. If they do, you got an issue. But it means the Broncos should be within a score or 2 in the fourth quarter.
Here's my biggest takeaway for this game. I feel that the Broncos are going to play very well against the Eagles. Okay, but the biggest response that has to happen to a question that exists about the Broncos when they play the big daddies. Because think about the big daddies. Bills.
Got housed.
Big daddy.
Yeah.
Ravens.
Got housed.
Last year. They stink this year. They're terrible on defense.
Although the Ravens might house this team too. The 1-4. What are they? 1-3 right now. What are the Ravens? Are they 1-3? Yeah, they're 1-3, right?
They're playing bad. Defensively, they're
Who are
worse
they
than the
playing?
Cowboys.
Oh, they're hosting the Texans. That's 2 1-3 teams going at it in Baltimore this weekend.
I know. 2 AFC second round playoff teams.
Houston is
for the last
favored
2
in that
years.
game. The Texans are favored in that game
Imagine.
on the road in Baltimore.
Baltimore going to 1-4. Anyway,
Yeah.
but here, going back to my point about what's going to happen in this game. You remember what happened last year when you went and played on the road against the Bills, who are a very physical team, who have a quarterback who is an extension of the run game in Josh Allen. Jalen Hurts, a part of a very physical team and clearly an extension of the run game. You got freaking your defense, the Broncos defense, they got wiped off the face of Buffalo last year. And they got wiped off that field. Highmark Stadium, whatever the heck they call that place. The biggest response needs to come. This defense that is so good, that has so much talent, that can light up any passer in the pass rush game.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see you be the best rush defense that you can be.
Yeah.
And you know what? I do not want to see Vance Joseph ever do what he did against the mobile quarterback in Lamar Jackson. Get away from your identity.
Mm-hmm.
Say, oh, he can run, so we got to play zone so we can see him. What did Lamar Jackson do last year when you made that decision?
Oh,
Perfect passer rating.
Yeah, he killed you.
And you know what? You were soft. You lacked physicality. You were finesse. Be who you are. Be pressure-based. Add an extra element to the box and get the freak after Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts in this offensive front.
Yeah.
You have to. And if you don't, you will get beat by 2 or 3 scores.
I mean, the Eagles, it is so weird that at the end of midway through these Eagle games, all 4 of them, I'm like, I don't know, maybe Philly just doesn't have it anymore. Maybe they've fallen off. That'd be great for me. And then at the end of every single one of those games, I'm like, never mind. The Eagles are still the Eagles. They still might be the best team in the NFL, despite how they're just not just rolling through these other squads. I think Sean Payton was making the same point about his defense when he was talking to the media yesterday or the day before, when he was like, that defense has to travel. Like, if that defense doesn't show up, you can't ask Bo Nix and the Broncos offense to just outscore the Eagles, can you? I mean, it's not like the Eagles are putting up 40 points a game, but that's a nasty defense that you have to. I mean, how many points? What's a good point total against Philly?
I would be ecstatic with 27.
Oh,
I mean, ecstatic. I'd be over the roof.
How? I mean,
because I said on the air 2 days ago or yesterday, I don't believe that 30 is like a very realistic.
Yeah.
Unless it's aided by something that happens by way of a pick six or strip
or some
sack
kind
fumble.
of turnovers or something. Because the Broncos offense was humming on Monday and they scored 28. You know what I mean?
Crazy?
Yeah, it was humming.
500 yards offense.
How close to the same game plan as you used against Cincinnati can you get against Philly? Like, can you take that same game plan and be like, man, this is the best we've looked all year. We were running the ball, we were throwing the ball. This is the game plan. This is the one we like. How much of that can you take from that game and move to the Philly game?
A lot. And my concern is that Sean's going to overanalyze it, which all of us coaches do. I do it all the time.
Yeah.
We all do it. Say, well, it's out there now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we got to change it up. I got to have some more things
like
off
Philly's
this.
been watching this tape for the last couple of days. They know what we're going to do.
If I'm Philly, I'm not watching those first couple games. That was gross.
Yeah,
that
was
buns.
gross. But it's like I mentioned, one of the characteristics of a truly great team, of a championship team, is finding a way to win late. That's just how they do it. Now, are the Broncos gonna? I mean, with the kind of veteran leadership on the team, and I'm talking at the coaching position, not really on the field, because who's a super vet? Cortland's the only super vet you got on the team, really? Something like that?
Yeah. I mean, there's no super vets.
Can a coach cut down on the learning curve that it takes to learn how to win in the playoffs? Because it feels like, I talk about the NBA and the NHL, you have to do it to figure out how to do it. You know what I mean? You have to lose in the playoffs to figure out how to win in the playoffs. But with a coach like Sean Payton and his staff, can you shorten that learning curve for a young Broncos team?
The good news is that you've already been through an entire season with the majority of this core that has been in essentially like a winner it's over. When you started out the way you did a year ago, you had to start winning football games. So the Broncos are starting to get used to, and Bo Nix is starting to get used to playing in high leverage games. So are you there like, say, the Kansas City Chiefs or the Philadelphia Eagles are? That their Super Bowl runs began 5, 6, 7 years ago, right? The Eagles really, I mean, there's probably nobody remaining from the Folesian era of Super Bowl, but, Jalen Hurts has now played in 2 of these bad boys, won one of them. They know how to win football games. Mm-hmm. And in order to get into that conversation, this Broncos team needs to take the next right step, and that's finding a way to win this type of football game. I find it interesting. Kansas City Chiefs, who